and I decided to dive a little bit deeper into it. This is the Titanic theory. So yeah, okay. So most people think like they come up with these conspiracy theories about how the Titanic sank and why it sank and maybe it didn't sink and lots of people say there are signs of bad luck for all the passengers or that the Titanic never sank. I don't believe that, but actually, well, you'll see. So I came across that clip of the podcast, and so I decided, I'll look into this a little bit more. And the Titanic crashed and killed 1,517 people of the 2,223 passengers, including millionaires Jacob Astor, Isidor Straus, and Benjamin Guggenheim. I don't know. Hopefully
pretty dope names.
Anyways, all three of those men were competitors of. They were the top competitors of J.P. Morgan.
I've heard about this.
So they opposed the creation of the Federal Reserve. They were largely negative impacts on J.P. Morgan's business. Now, Morgan knew that they would be on the Titanic. He himself actually had a ticket to climb aboard, but minutes before it took off, he changed his mind. Nobody knows why, but he just didn't go on it. So you might be like, okay, that still doesn't make sense why Morgan would kill all those innocent people. And, if he purposely crashed it, the captain would have been in on it and he would have just sacrificed himself. Like, no. Mm-mm. So the thing that makes it somewhat believable is actually the Titanic never sank.
Okay.
So it didn't miss the iceberg or whatever, but it never sailed in the first place. So most people believe there's another ship called the Olympic, which was very similar to the Titanic. I mean, I'm talking it's 3 inches shorter, and it's the exact same replica. I mean, same model. And it was damaged while sailing about 7 months before the Titanic. Then the Olympic returned to Belfast in the United Kingdom a few weeks before the Titanic set sail. That's where the Titanic was.
Oh.
Keep in mind that the main purpose of the Titanic and the Olympic and all these big ships wasn't for show. It's not to be cool. It was simply for money. I mean, these rich people paid to be on these giant boats. And so it's said that the businessmen found the Olympic to be too damaged for profit. So they switched the Titanic and the Olympic, simply painted the Titanic's name on the Olympic, and ditched the damaged ship to receive all the insurance money and kill some people in the process. So the Olympic was 3 inches smaller. Its number was 401. The Titanic's was 400, so it could have easily been changed. I thought this was a little weird too. The Olympic actually crashed later, or maybe it was the Titanic. Maybe they switched it. And 1,517 people died on the Titanic. 1,514 people died on the Olympic. So it was really close. Okay. And I think J.P. Morgan found out that they were going to be switched. And they said it took 5 minutes for the Titanic to sink. 5 minutes for that entire ship. I believe it should have been broken a little bit beforehand. Like, there's no way that entire ship would have just sunk in 5 minutes if it wasn't broken just a little bit beforehand. That's the thing that makes me a little suspicious about that.
I'm very on board with this.
Yeah, I'm kind of messing with it. I mean, like, it lines up. I'd have to...
Like, there's nothing...
Look into it more, but...
If the businessmen were that serious about making that money, they gained a huge profit off of that.
No, J.P. Morgan was a powerful man, one of the richest in the world at the time. So he definitely had the resources to pull something off like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if he pulled it off. Because he wasn't the owner of the Titanic and Olympic.
I feel like
people believe he had a hand in it.
Yeah, I think he did. Because of his competitors.
He benefited. I mean, then his business took off after that. So...
Yeah, there's like robber barons back in the day that do anything to propel their business.
If they're that serious about making the money, they wouldn't care about those people. So,
shout out Made in America, Miss Barch.
One of the
Made in America
shows.
Yeah. That was insane.
Carried 8th grade social studies.
Yeah.
Intro music hits different.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That documentary was insane. But yeah. Anyways, pretty crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most believable out of the ones that I came here with today.
Yeah, because both the ships sank. So
they did.
So
they did. The Olympic was or whichever one was just a couple years after.
3 inches shorter, almost the same amount of casualties.
One more passenger than the Titanic.
Yeah. So it lines up.